guys are back at the spot, and on today's spot we're going to be having a look at DC Superheroes Cyborg Superman. This is probably one of all the figures I think in this wave, and if you ask me, it's not a very impressive wave, but of all the figures in this wave, I probably like, well, I really like the Cyborg Superman. He's definitely my favorite figure of the wave. Before we actually look at the figure, let's have a look at the packaging here. So we have the basic purple package, the little the stripes running through it. On the back of the card, you'll also see that he comes with a diorama. Now, if you've seen my Bizarro review, it is actually, in fact, the exact same diorama. You sneaky Pete's over at what, Hasbro, using the same card diorama there. On the back here, we have the other figures in the wave. So we have Kal-El. We have the repaint Supergirl with repaint Superman in the black. We have the repaint Darkseid. We have the repaint Bizarro. Not quite really a repaint, but he had the additional necklace, the Bizarro #1 necklace. And then we also had Mongol. So again, a little confusing as to the card because the exact same card was used for what I believed was the exact same series, and as you've seen with the back there, the card varies from certain figures. Again, it would have been nice if they had just put the actual series number on it, like maybe, you know, on the bottom here they could have put series 1 or series 6 or whatever this would have been by now. Needless to say though, let's packaging on the figure. What I'll do is I'll get this guy opened up, and we will get a closer look at Cyborg Superman. Don't go anywhere. Now, I actually said Hasbro, and the truth be told, actually, the guys that made this are Mattel. So don't release the hounds on me. I did actually mean to say Mattel. That aside, let's get a good look at the figure here, and hopefully my lighting. I have to say, the one thing I still have to keep working on is my lighting. Even though I'm happier now with the lighting that I'm using, I still don't think it gets the job done as well as I hope it would be. But get a good look at the figure. The one thing that should stand out in the figure right away is the incredible detail done. If you see the cyborg side of his face, I would say very reminiscent really of the endoskeletons from Terminator. Perhaps that's where they got their idea from. And as you can see, the metal continues on in his chest, also in his arm. He's got all these little bolts and robotic tendons and stuff like that, which is really, really nicely detailed. Now, and he's got what looks to be one of the Tron Frisbees. Does anybody remember Tron? I actually just watched Tron the other night. Always a great movie, but reminds me of the Tron Frisbee that they have. And then there's the cybernetic leg. And on the back there, get a detail of the cape. Now it looks to me like the cape, you can see that there's additional parts that they've put on the cape. I don't know the reason why. It definitely, you can see that it's a separate part right there. It's rather interesting though. Really, really nicely detailed. I mean, the one problem I have with their figure, and it's such a small problem, is I fondly remember the Reign of Superman comic. That would be the comic, well, basically you had the Death of Superman, where Doomsday took him out. And then you had the funeral for a friend, which wasn't bad. I mean, it wasn't. I didn't think it was an action-packed arc. I mean, obviously it was a little more dramatical. And then after that, you had the Reign of Superman. And then the Reign of Superman, they introduced the Cyborg Super. Basically, for those who didn't follow the comic series, first I want to say shame on you, but for those who didn't follow the comic series, basically Superman gets killed. Doomsday comes to Earth. Basically plows through most of the League until he finally gets to Superman. They have a big battle. Both of them go down, and Doomsday is believed dead. Superman is actually believed dead as well, and they bury him. And then you end up getting four men coming forth claiming that they're all, you know, the new Superman. They're basically the Superman that we all remember. And there was a Superboy, there was Steel, there was the Eradicator, and then there was this guy right here, the Cyborg Superman. But the one thing I wish this figure had, and for those who actually followed it, if I'm not mistaken, I believe his shield was like a little darker in color on the one side. I don't remember it being a full Superman shield, like the same coloring. I mean, that's a small problem. That's nothing big, though. The one thing I am actually looking forward to, before I get into the articulation, but the one thing I'm really looking forward to is the upcoming DC Universe wave. They are bringing a Cyborg Superman back, but they're bringing him back in the yellow Sinestro Corps attire, which is so cool. I mean, who doesn't want to get another Cyborg Superman? This figure, and I can't believe I haven't even gotten into articulation yet, but this figure, really rare to find. This figure is pretty expensive. However, they have also reissued him recently in the Universe 2-pack with Mongols. So if you didn't get a chance to get this guy initially, you can still get him now. And like I said, it's packed with what I believe to be a very disappointing Mongol, but needless to say, in the way of articulation, he has articulation in the head. He has articulation in the shoulder. Although you can't move it too much, just because if you notice here, there's a bolt in his shoulder that butts up against the cape, and it hinders his ability to move it very well. He has rotation in the bicep. He has a joint in his elbow, and he also has a rotation in his wrist. A little stiff there. Articulation in the torso, in the waist. He has the leg out and up. Rotation in the thigh, in the knee, and also in the foot. Just to give you guys a comparison so you guys can see the difference between the two, I'll keep Cyborg Superman here, and I'll bring out my man Superman. As you can see, it's almost the exact same mold. I mean, aside from obviously they've swapped out and they've added extra parts, but it definitely does look like they've used the exact same mold on the body, and then they've just added additional pieces to it. As well, that similarity carries over to the cape. Again, though, I don't know why that extra piece is there. Maybe something got damaged on the mold on the cape. It's possible, I don't know. But basically same mold, though. But I mean, it's a good example of using an already good mold and improving on it to make an existing character. Definitely like this figure, though. I mean, it's you know, you definitely want to get both of them, and it's a shame that the Eradicator figure from the Walmart exclusive Universe pack, that would be the the Metallo pack, is so expensive. To get the individual figures, I think the prices are just ludicrous, but it would be nice to have the Cyborg Superman, the Eradicator Superman. Steel was also available in this set, and then the only figure that we didn't get released yet was the Superboy Prime, or not Superboy Prime, the Superboy from the Reign of Superman series. But there you go. I mean, I'll move this guy out of the way. Definitely a figure I could recommend. Definitely one you'd want to pick up for sure. That was a toy spot on DC Superheroes Cyborg Superman. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and with that, I'll check you guys out later. Boy!